What's going on, everybody? You got the crazy dog back for another video. So I will address the Eagles fan base drama that has been occurring today because I follow a few of them. So we'll address that later. But for right now, I'm gonna get through another divisional breakdown. Today it is the NFC South, starting with the New Orleans Saints, featuring Sean Payton and Drew Brees on that offense. So let's see who they drafted, shall we? Of course, there's a lot of options where they drafted. They drafted at number 12 in the draft this year, first round. They only had 5 picks, so they really couldn't mess up on any of these picks. And personally, they didn't mess up on any of them at all. So with the first pick, the 12th pick in the first round, the Saints selected Sheldon Rankins, a linebacker out of Louisville. He should help that Swiss cheese defense that struggled to keep teams under like 30 points a game. I mean, they were in firefights half the time because their defense couldn't stop anyone. Then in the second round, they had 2 picks, both used on Ohio State players. They drafted Michael Thomas with the 16th pick and Von Bell with the 30th pick. Personally, Michael Thomas will be a fabulous weapon for Drew Brees, and Von Bell another defensive asset for that what I'd call Swiss cheese defense. Then in the 4th round, they selected with the 22nd pick in the round, 120th overall, they drafted David Onyemata out of Manitoba, Canada. This guy is I think he's a defensive tackle. I'm just making sure I don't want to get anything wrong. Yep, defensive tackle. I was right. A guy that could stuff the middle, keep, pretty much grafted a quarterback. Yeah, that's his main purpose, which as is any defensive lineman's main purpose. Stuff the run, get after the quarterback, and all of that dandy good stuff. Especially in a division where you have Jameis Winston and Matt Ryan, who can be a bit of a pain if you cannot stop him. So, and you also have Cam Newton too, who from last I checked is really, really good. So, yeah, you need someone to chase those guys down. And with their last pick in the 7th round, yes, that's right, they did not have a pick in the 5th or 6th round. Must have been a very agonizing wait for you Saints fans. But they got their pick, and they drafted Daniel Lasco out of Cal, a running back, which is something that they really need, because I don't recall the running backs really being that big of a factor, which, would really help out Drew Brees a lot. Mark Ingram, he good. Gotta have more depth at that position, though, because you never know. One injury could ruin your whole, depth chart, really. Because it'll send you in a panic mode, and you have to find someone to fill in that spot. Trust me, it's hurt a lot. Try 2014, 2015, when the Browns lost Alex Mack. That ruined our season because we were 7-4. And then, poof, he went, and our season went down the toilet. Yeah. So, I believe the Saints maybe have a shot to win this division. The division's recent, tendency hasn't really been that good. 2 years ago, the Falcons, I think the Falcons won with a horrible under 500 record. So, and then this year, speaking of the Falcons, they were undefeated. And then they go 1-6. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the last part of the season, it's really, bruh, really, okay. Yeah, that sounds really good. Only win 1 game after starting out undefeated. Okay, yeah. Good job, Atlanta. Choke artists. So now I'm actually gonna, speaking of the Dirty Birds, the Falcons had a very, very eventful draft. First, they drafted Keanu Neal, who is, I believe, I'm actually got the draft right here, so don't hate. Okay, I don't script my videos, so if you're wondering, that's why I kind of seem a little departed sometimes, because I'm trying to think what to say. I don't want to be mumbling or stuttering like crap, you know. So they drafted Keanu Neal out of Florida. He is a safety. Gotta, I mean, when you're going after guys like Calvin Benjamin, gotta have a guy to back up your corners, especially with Calvin coming back now. He's gonna be one legit threat down there in Carolina. Then they got Deion Jones in the second round, another defensive player, linebacker. Third round, they got Austin Hooper, tight end. So they go offense, and he's out of Stanford. There you go. You gotta have a guy to. He ain't gonna. No one can beat. Oh my god. Sorry guys, I'm just really tired right now. I mean, I had to get this video out. You're lucky I'm even doing this video. Just be happy. They got Devondre Campbell in the fourth round, a linebacker. Cool name, by the way. He's out of Minnesota. In the sixth round, they got Wes Schweitzer out of San Jose State. He is a guard. And in the last round, they got Devin Fuller out of UCLA. He is a wide receiver. So you got some weapons from Matty Ice. You got possibly a fill-in for Roddy White. Because Julio Jones is going to be killing it for the next next few years. If he stays healthy. So, Atlanta, I don't think they're going to win the division. They've had a history of being choke artists. And I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to finish third at the most. At the most. Next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, by the way, unceremoniously fired Lovie Smith after the season ended. And a lot of people were not too happy with that. I mean, I saw it as a shock. I was like, whoa, these guys are actually on the up and up, and you fire your coach? Okay. We'll see where that goes. So, now to the Buccaneers draft. So they go defense with their first two picks, drafting Vernon Hargreaves in the first round. And with the first of their two second-round picks, they draft Noah Spence out of Eastern Kentucky. Formerly, he went to Ohio State, got in trouble off the field, got kicked off the team, went to Eastern Kentucky, balled out, made it second round. Vernon Hargreaves should be able to help out that secondary. And I think in a few years, Tampa Bay could be knocking down the door of a playoff spot. Then their second of their two second-round picks, they get Roberto Aguayo, kicker out of Florida State. This guy is pretty accurate. That's an understatement. This guy is freaking insane when it comes to accuracy. And he better be good because you traded up in the second round to get this dude. So, Then they got Ryan Smith out of North Carolina Central. I believe he is a cornerback. Want to make sure I don't want to get any positions mixed up. I'll have people coming at my throat. Hey, he's a linebacker. Hey, he's a quarterback. Okay. That's why I'm doing this right now. So I don't want anyone, coming at my throat. Then in the fifth round, they got Caleb Benenoch. He is a offensive tackle. Sorry, I kind of messed up there. Out of UCLA. Got to get protection for Jameis. Got to protect him. He's valuable assets right there. Not to mention you got Mike Evans, so I like that. I like that duo. Mike Evans and Jameis Winston with Doug Martin in the backfield. Yeah, that's a sick trio. Then in the 6th round, they drafted Devontae Bond out of Oklahoma. He is a linebacker to help that defense. So they're going primarily defense this year. And with their last pick in the 6th round, they got Dan Vitale, a Northwestern fullback, to probably help on that running game. So overall, Tampa did pretty good, I gotta say. How do I think they're gonna do? Jameis can have one of the best years so far. This could be his coming out year. Last year he did okay. I mean, that defense would be a lot better though, I'll tell you that. But I think Tampa Bay may be a few years away from knocking down the door of a playoff spot, like I said. So I'm going to say they're going to probably finish 3rd or 4th. But it'll be a very close one. And then finally, let's go to the Carolina Panthers. And they only had 5 picks. So they weren't very active on draft day. Their first pick, they drafted defensive lineman Vernon Butler. This guy is a straight up monster. And when you're in a division, like I said, you got Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, and Jameis Winston. All those guys are pretty elite quarterbacks. Although Jameis is only a second-year pro, he has the ability to become elite. And I think Vernon Butler will help you out on the fact that you gotta chase these guys down and put them in the dirt. He will do that. And you gotta stuff the run too. So, and Doug Martin, I don't even know who the heck the running back is gonna be for New Orleans. I'm thinking Mark Ingram. I don't even know. For all the haters that are gonna come on this video and say, dude, you're stupid. I'm sorry, I don't watch New Orleans or any of these guys, okay? The only team I know about is my Browns. I'm a Browns fan. I'm not a New Orleans fan. I'm not any of those guys, okay? I do watch NFL Network, but I don't freaking read up on New Orleans or whatever unless we face them. And we're not facing them, so don't expect me to know a lot about that team. Okay? Okay. Back to business. So, with the second pick, first pick in the second round, they got, messing myself up. In the second round, they drafted James Bradbury, a corner out of Samford. There you go. Lost Josh Norman. Now you got yourself another guy you could put in that depth. I don't think he'll be a starter, but he'll be mainly for depth or nickel corner. He is 6'1", so you never know. He could go opposite, but who knows? I don't think he'll be able to fill in where Josh was. But you never know these days, especially with corners. Then with the third pick in a trade from the Browns through Eagles through Lions, that means that the Panthers traded with us, and then we traded with the Eagles, and then the Eagles traded with the Lions to get this pick. So they drafted Daryl Worley out of West Virginia, another corner. So yep, this guy is 6'1" as well, out of West Virginia. I like what they're doing in Carolina, trying to fill in the depth at corner. They lost hopefully not a one-year wonder, because if he is, Washington's in trouble. Because if he was just a one-year wonder, like, dude, really? You trade him and then, they cut him. He actually almost signed his franchise tag, by the way. But by that time, yeah, it was done. The deed was done. He wasn't coming back to Carolina. So, with their fourth pick in the draft, they drafted Zach Sanchez, a cornerback, another corner. They are really trying to fill in the depth at corner out of Oklahoma. 5'11". He's probably going to be a nickel or slot corner. I believe almost every one of their, James Bradbury, Daryl Worley, Zach Sanchez, and then they got Bo Sandlin. Who was a tight end? Ooh, they go kind of plot twist. Let's go tight end. So they get 6'4" Bo Sandlin out of Montana State. This guy will be lucky to make the team. I mean, you never know. I mean, 7-round picks could be the next Pro Bowler. You never know with these guys. The next, that 7th-round quarterback that you drafted, he could be the next Tom Brady. You never know. So, with all these teams done now, Carolina's probably going to wind up winning the division again. Just because of Cam Newton. Knowing that they're going to probably win the division. The division isn't as bad as it used to be, but it's still going to be very, very fun to watch. Of course, my Browns don't play anyone from the NFC South this year, so I'll be keeping an eye on these guys. But Carolina should win this division. If not, I think Atlanta will win. But Atlanta's choke artists. They're not going to do it. Most likely it'll be New Orleans or Carolina. So, that is my prediction and season preview / draft review for the NFC South. I am very tired right now. I mean, I'm probably going to pass out after I do this video. So, hope you all have a fantastic day tomorrow. And I'll see you tomorrow for the NFC West and the NFC North. I'm Crazy Dog 99. I'm very tired. And I'm out.